Whoa, can you stand it? It is the MLB Central version of Star Search. Star Search was a good show. We're talking Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and, fun fact for you at home, Heidi DeRosa.
My wife was on Star Search back in the day.
Right? I thought the same thing.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
We're gonna keep it moving. There was some debate on the judge's call.
We're not going to talk about
We need a replay?
What was it, like 3.5 stars?
Yes.
3 3/4 stars? Yeah, she deserved a better fate.
Okay, we agree. We got your back, Heidi. We have been tasked with picking the next great star in Major League Baseball. Do we have your attention? D-Row, you have the floor.
I labored over this. And do you know who leads Major League Baseball with a 367 batting average and a 689 slug since the start of last year?
Tell us.
Brian Hayes.
Good
Man,
call.
I know he went with the little wrist injury in Chicago, but there is a lot, I mean a lot to like. This is your next superstar. This is your next McCutchen. This is your next Starling Marte, whatever you want to call it. The way he keeps the bat head through the zone, the pedigree, his dad, Charlie Hayes, I mean, everything that he's gone through. So for me, he's the next one that really kind of puts him.
You can't argue that. And that wrist, x-rays on the wrist were negative.
Yeah.
Phillip Evans taken over for now. Ken, your guy is just off to a start of the ages.
Now, this is a small sample size, and I don't
We'll
know if
take
he's
it.
going to be
I'm
a
in.
star.
We are
but
in.
Akil Baddoo, home runs in each of his first 2 games, RBI triple yesterday. The guy is electric. He certainly has tools, certainly has enthusiasm and energy. You can see it right there. Now, the question is, okay, is it going to be something he sustains? The Twins, they didn't protect him on their 40-man, and that's how the Tigers got him. They didn't see enough. But this is a guy who was the number 13 prospect at the time he was left off their 40-man roster. Number 74 pick in the 2016 draft. So this is a guy with pedigree. You look at the numbers there, it's like, what, 3 or 4 games? Okay, I get it. But at the same time, there's a lot of talent. There's a team that is going to give him opportunity because they are still on the rise. I don't know, Bill. I kind of like what I see.
Well, and he threw out a guy at second base.
He also did that. That was a beautiful
And he
throw.
looks
Yeah.
like Deontay Wilder.
That's a pretty good start.
Professional boxer.
Pretty good
Do you
start.
ever have a sample size like that where, like, you're naive enough to think this game's easy like that? Where he goes to the yard every day now, and he's like,
He better
No,
not think
no,
that.
don't wake up.
Don't wake up.
Don't wake
Don't
up.
wake up.
I like
Stay
it.
in there. I wanted,
In there.
because I knew you were going with him, and it got me thinking I was sitting there last night, and I was like, man, some people don't understand maybe the Rule 5 draft necessarily. It's few and far between, but there have been some monsters, guys. Johan Santana, one of the best left-handers I've ever faced, one of the nastiest changeups. How about in 2005, the Diamondbacks leave Ugla unprotected. In 06, he goes and makes the All-Star team, hits 27 and 90. And if Akil Baddoo gives me Shane Victorino, half of Shane Victorino, I'd be stoked. So there have been moments, and that's just a few. The list goes on. There's a couple guys that really done
George
well.
Bell.
George Bell.
Really?
Joaquin Soria. There's been a bunch of guys I was looking at.
Bill, who's the next star in your search?
Well, I rolled the dice on this one because he hasn't necessarily shown the glimpses yet at the big league level, but Dylan Carlson. And this name went in prior to the Grand Slam last night. I was sitting on it. I
made
was
you look
in.
good.
I can prove it. I was in prior. Now he only has 3 hits this year. They happen to be homers. But here's a guy who's done it in the minor leagues. And could he just be one of those really good Cardinals, something that goes under the radar type star? And I look at his stance at home plate sometimes, and I threw a J.D. Drew out there. I threw a Phil Plantier out there. And those guys had long careers. So it's tough to say necessarily the superstar of the game because we have so many young. This kid just turned 22, though. And he's done the progression through the minor leagues and hit. So I'm interested to see how this thing plays out. And the Cardinals thought enough of him. He had 4th.
That's
Right behind Goldie in the postseason last year against the Pod. So they think they have something here, so I'm going to ride that hand a little bit.
What were you going to say?
It's just so interesting. I almost feel that that's what's kind of not derailed him, but started him a little slow because the expectations, it's like you're not coming up here with Goldschmidt and Yachty, and we're going to bat you seventh and let you kind of assimilate into the clubhouse. It's like, hey, Dylan Carlson's showing up and he's batting fourth. What? Like, let me get loose. I'll never forget.
Let me get loose.
I got traded over in 09 to St. Louis. And I was like, always hit like sixth, on a good day second. And Tony's like, you're going to bat behind Albert. I'm like, no. Don't do that to me. I just got traded over here. That is not my player profile. Hide me a little bit.
But if you're going to be the part, you got to look the part. And you know who looks the part? Jonathan India.
Yes, he does.
Relax. Why? Because he's a Gator. Number one, hit 21 home runs in his final season in Gainesville. So far, 10 for 21. Some nice plays in the field, surrounded by veterans, right? Like Votto and Moustakas and Suarez to learn. But there's one thing that D-Rose not
I'm just no.
yet.
Let me guess.
Don't say that.
Let me guess, Lauren.
Don't say
No,
that.
just let him guess.
The mustache.
No, he looks like Johnny Depp. I mean, Jack Sparrow.
That is Jack Sparrow.
Hunter Pence
That's a good
started
call.
this little
That's a good
trend, and I just can't get into it. His pants are above his knees.
Way above.
It's like he's wearing shorts.
Yeah.
Can we get a close-up over there? Is that possible? And he's going with the black underneath. I mean, he is nailing every. Look at that. That's a full knee.
You never showed up like that?
No, there's only a few
Sometimes?
guys. There's only a few guys who rock that. Hunter Pence, I remember being the first. Cam Maben pulls that off, and now Jonathan India, obviously.
Love it.
Robert, you love it. How would you
Yeah,
wear your uniform if you were a big leaguer?
I would wear it tight, European cut,
Yeah.
similar to what Joey Votto was rocking a couple of years ago.
Don't make
Maroon
it right.
5.
Luckily,
Maroon
we'll
5.
never see that.
Maroon 5 taking us to break. This is music from Lauren's playlist throughout the show. They've got some bangers, guys.
Oh, please.